Good morning, YouTube. It is 5:40 a.m. Monday, January 31st, 2022. Almost made it through the first month of the year, and just made it through my 5th day at Amazon. All in all, I'd say it was a pretty darn good day. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it. It was a good day. At one point, I got a little thrown because they moved me from the area that I've generally been working into an area that I worked for a few hours on my second day. It was on my second day. They asked, they had started me in the area where I spent the second half of my day today. They had started me there, and then they had moved me to the area which I've pretty much been since. And then it asked, at one point they came in. It's so funny, like sometimes I never know who my supervisor is, I just sort of figure, I just kind of assume everybody's been there longer than me. If somebody tells me to do something, I'm just like, yeah, all right, I'm easy, I'm agreeable. Somebody came in with and was asking, and he had it holding a laptop in his hand, and he's like, hey, and it was me and a bunch of people that had started, we were all a bunch of us. It was our second day, and they asked if we preferred where we were at that point in time, or where we had started that day, and the bulk of us were like, no, we like it better here. And that's where I've been pretty much nonstop until at one point today. They said it was just going to be for 15 minutes. Ended up being for the rest of the shift, which is fine. Whatever. I'm pretty easy going. As long as they're keeping me busy and they are happy, I'm happy. But my schedule showed mandatory overtime today, but apparently that's somebody in HR made a mistake, because we all shut down a little bit before 5:30, which doesn't change my day a whole lot. I'm still on my way back to Pack and Store. It's the last day of the month, and I am absolutely determined to get moved out of that one unit that's got that vintage. I want to mention, and showed, it was my last video, or maybe, I don't know, one of the videos from yesterday, the one that's got some flat screen TVs in it that need repaired, and some IKEA parts, stuff from my giant handyman cart that I bought years ago, and I'm not throwing away any good IKEA, damn it. And also that vintage new old stock monitor from the late 90s. Still got that. So really not a lot to move out of there, so I'm definitely gonna be getting rid of that storage unit today. Talked to Beth Ann, the manager down there, yesterday, and I feel bad even talking business with her on a Sunday, because that's her day off. But a friend of mine that hangs out at the Wander Inn had told me how much she was paying for. Every time I get frustrated at how expensive the storage is over at U-Store, I look to see how much more expensive storage is everywhere else, and suddenly I feel a whole lot better. Oh, look at this fucking idiot. Wow. There are not multiple lanes here. That guy just went flying past those people. I'm absolutely convinced this road right here is a private drive and owned by Amazon. Just because of the non-standard signage, no parking signs, and just a few things on it just don't jive with the city of Phoenix. I guess there's a second lane right there. Anyway, so I'm heading back to the Route 3 Van Buren bus, taking that to Pack and Store. It's pretty much the opposite. I called it Pack and Store again. U-Store. Pretty much doing the opposite of what I did. On my way into work today. As I said in my last video, the ride on the Route 3 was actually really, really pleasant. It's kind of surprising to me just what a different vibe it is being on the Van Buren bus versus being on the McDowell bus. But the reality is pretty much from about, oh gosh, I'd say probably 27th Avenue on, like literally all the way to 83rd Avenue. It's just a lot of homeless people, a lot of junkies getting on and off that bus. Just a lot of really, really sketchy, stinky people. And the Van Buren bus, on the other hand, and it gets a little bit of that, particularly between 44th Street and about 35th Avenue. But after 35th Avenue, or maybe more like 37th Avenue, on Van Buren, there's really nothing. When you get west of 37th Avenue, there's really nothing but warehouses. So very few people riding it, and the few people that are, they're just like me. They're going to work at warehouse jobs for the most part, or maybe, just maybe, they're taking it to a point farther west to transfer to a northbound bus. And anybody who's traveling that far by bus is probably not a stinky homeless junkie. So, yeah, pleasant ride. Figure I'll do that. Save my $2.25 on the extra that I spent for the express bus. And not sure what time I'm going to arrive over at U-Store. I'm sure it's probably going to be before 7 a.m. when the gates unlock. But yeah, I got time. Ironically, I'm walking southbound right now on there's an 83. Walking southbound on wow, Circle K warehouse. Nice. Walking southbound on 83rd Avenue. It's the other side of the Amazon warehouse. I don't know what that logo is. A giant 10. I remember when I first walked in, I saw that logo and didn't even occur to me that was the Amazon building, because it's not an Amazon logo. The very first day that that's Wednesday, like 2 weeks ago. Didn't realize it was the Amazon building until I've been walking along the thing for a quarter mile plus. I can see the Amazon logo over on this end. It's far south. So anyway, I'm walking down to Van Buren to catch the bus. It's running just a little bit behind schedule, which is just perfect for me. Should be hitting 83rd Avenue. The app was estimating at 5:59, which is fabulous because that's the exact time that I normally catch the express bus. So I got 5:49 right now, so I got about 10 minutes. Hoping I have just enough time to pop into the Circle K. There's a Circle K. I sometimes I wonder what I did before Google Maps. I mean, my knowledge of the layout of the Phoenix metro area is pretty damn impressive. Like, you can ask me what's an intersection, and I can generally rattle so many things off, most intersections from memory. But 83rd Avenue and Van Buren is not one of those intersections. But it's great. Like, as I was leaving Amazon and trying to figure out if I should walk down 83rd or walk down 79th, I know there's absolutely nothing at 79th Avenue and Van Buren. And I realized I have, maybe about an extra 10 minutes waiting for the bus. So just popped open the handy dandy Google Maps app and zoomed in on the intersection. I'm like, oh, here's a Circle K. That's convenient. Get some soda and some munchies. So I'm gonna definitely be at Pack Store for a couple hours. Like, I haven't worked enough, but it's all good. It's really important to me that I get my storage paid today, and that I get moved out of that one unit today. Mostly what I need to do is not as much move the remaining stuff out of the unit. I mean, obviously I need to do that, but the main thing I needed to do is getting doing a little bit of rearranging in my larger unit so I can have room to move that stuff. Oh, speaking of U-Store, that's what I was going to talk about. So the video that I did when I was down at U-Store, the guy that rolled up in the van, and I had commented, I forget what I'd said about him, but anyway, that guy's been my neighbor. He's got the storage unit right next to me, and he's been my neighbor for well over a year, going on 2 maybe. Been quite a while. Anyway, the last time I saw him, he had asked me about buying some stereo equipment. I'm like, yeah, sure, I got plenty of stuff. I'd love to sell some, but way more than I need. What are you looking for? It's like, I got CD players, I got turntables, I got cassette decks, I got receivers, I got surround sound receivers, stereo receivers, you know, what vintage, what features you're looking for. I got like everything. And he had asked about a pair of speakers that I had, which were I forget the brand name, but they're basically what most people in the hi-fi world would call white van speakers. But as white van speakers go, they're not bad speakers. They sound decent. I mean, I highly doubt that they handle the wattage they claim they handle, and I did tell him that. But carpeted, have grills over the drivers, 3-way speakers, and passive crossover with where you can adjust the high and the mid on the front. Nice shiny gold tinted knobs for doing that. So they were great speakers. In fact, I forget, it's been so many years that I've had those, I forget who or where I bought them from. I absolutely can't for the life of me remember. But I do remember that for quite some time I used them as my main speakers when hosting karaoke. So they were, I forget what bar I was at. Obviously I wasn't doing a really large bar with those, but whatever. I remember using them at some karaoke bar, or maybe 2, back when I first started hosting karaoke independently. So good. He's like, well, are you sure they work? Should sound okay. I'm like, well, I've been in service for a long time, but yeah, last time I listened to them, they sounded great. I ran karaoke for him. He did get a little stressed because I was a little rough loading one into his van. I was like, hey, be careful with it. These are just sturdy speakers. Like, oh, I'm buying them. I don't want you fucking them up. I'm like, huh? I got you. Anyway, he asked what I wanted for him when I saw him the last time. It was $20. You know, they're not name brand. They're nothing fancy, and they don't look as good as they used to, because my cat Shadow, she passed a couple years ago. I miss her. Still miss her so much. She started using them as a scratching post. They are carpeted speakers, and they were in a convenient location for her, and I can't say I blame her. All right, it is 5:54, so there is the Circle K. I definitely don't have time to go there. Oh, so close, but yet so far. Yeah, I expect if I go over there, I'll be missing my bus and waiting an additional. Oh shit! I think that's. Oh no, that's a semi. do think I see my bus. Yeah, I don't want to be stuck here for 30 minutes. I just as soon go to a Circle K over near my storage. Oh well, so I did a little extra walking, and it was good to know there's a Circle K there, I guess. So yeah, pretty happy. I sold a pair of speakers, extra $20 right now. $20 means a lot. That's something else I've been meaning to mention. So I really thought my first Amazon payday was going to be last Friday, and I was wrong. So wrong. So I work from Sunday through Wednesday, well actually Thursday morning. I'm like, oh, I'll get paid Friday for that. I don't know what it just shows how long it's been since I've had a punch the clock paycheck kind of job. It's yeah, I was wrong. The pay period is Sunday through Saturday. Paid on the following Friday, so I get paid on the 4th. And I was really, really stressed about that, and I opened up one of my credit card statements. One of the cards that I've just been making my payments on, and I haven't really been paying attention to it. I've been using it, but I've been trying to be super minimal with it. And it has a lot more available credit than I thought it did, which made me feel good because a few of my cards are maxed out or damn close. So, really not wanting to put anything large on it, but a lot easier for me to pay for my storage with that card today than incur the late fees. I forget how much the late fees are, but it would be times, I think it's like $15, but times, per unit. And I'm still keeping 3 units, so yeah. No, still cheaper to put on a credit card and pay the interest. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I do see other people waiting, and I'm probably kind of weirding them out a little bit, but my bus should be here any moment. It's 5:57. The app said it'd be here at 5:59. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for coming with, and yeah, there will be more. Probably shoot another video when I get off this bus as I head over to my storage. Maybe wander around that neighborhood waiting for it to be 7 a.m. so I can get in the gate.